This is Dennis Sietsma, Dennis John Sietsma Productions, Homestead, Florida, USA. We're south of Miami, north of Key Largo, in the Redland Farm area. And it's September 26, 2023. It's a Tuesday. It's about 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time. It's 98 degrees, and the roosters are busy. Anyway, as you see, the roof of this van has got a couple holes in it around the third tail light. I'm going to order a new one of these, and these are not cheap. And I'm going to use flex paste to seal up these holes, because it's going to be months, probably not till next year, after New Year's Day 2024, before I can get back to working on this van. So for now, I'm going to do what I got to do, which seal up these holes with flex paste. Even though the factory says, don't do it, Dennis, don't do it, I got to do it. And or I'm going to lose this whole damn top. And plus what it does inside the van isn't good either. So I'm going to flex paste that up, and I'm still trying to find a body shop, a custom shop. I'm going to stop at a couple of places up in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow, and as I head north, look around. But you see I've got the back duct in the way for the rear AC, and I've cleared out a lot of junk out of the van because I want everything out of my way till I can get this through the body shop or work on it myself. But for now, I'm going to seal up those holes, and that's just the way it is. And so far, the flex paste around the windshields worked, and of course the aesthetics are not pretty. And but at least now that I've got this sealed, I can dry it up inside the van and start working on this corrosion and clean this up and get it sprayed down with some gray primer. And I'll just do a little work at a time until I can make this a go. And I got to put that cover back on the engine because we've got iguanas that like to get in here if I don't. And then they get in the van and they live in here. And I haven't had too many problems with rodents, but they too like to live in vehicles if they can get in. So trying to help a guy over in Europe get some parts for his 94 Safari, and his problem is fuel injection. So I was telling him a lot of things and sharing all my research with him, that if you look at my past video logs on this channel, you'll see how hard it took me. Like a year and a half to get my fuel injection sorted, and now I got a problem with the engine. And I wish I had time to take the engine apart and do an inspection. I've done all the diagnostics. I've done the compression test, the leak down test, the combustion gas and the coolant test. I've checked the timing, and it starts right up, and the fuel injection problem solved, but now it started making this clunking noise inside the engine. So when I was working on the fuel injection, I think what happened is, well, I know what happened is I had lost my fuel pressure, even though I had a good pump. I made a mistake when I was putting on the supply line onto the Spider, and it popped off. And I didn't know because it was under the plenum, and it flooded the whole thing with gas. And I think that did damage to my balance shaft bearings and burned those out, or camshaft bearings, or worse. I don't know. So if I got to take this engine out, I know what that means. Either you got to get a lift, and you got to get the subframe out, take it out that way, or you got to take off the top end and take off the oil pan, take the oil pump off, and try to squeeze it out. And if that don't work, then you're back to the subframe again anyway. But at least if you got the heads off, you can send those out to a machine shop or get new ones from my friends over at Clearwater Head Exchange in St. Petersburg, Florida, Clearwater Head Exchange. I've done business with them past. They're wonderful people, very good people. And there's also a head exchange, I think, in Pompano near the airport there. I took a head to them a couple years ago and they said it was cracked and they couldn't do anything with it and they didn't know where to get a replacement, so that's when Clearwater Head Exchange came into play and helped me on my marine engine, the 3.7 liter Mercruiser, the little 4-cylinder. So one step at a time, and I've had this plenum on and off and on and off. I finally got the fuel injection sorted. I thought I was going to have it back on the road, and now this. But I'm still looking for a base, electric base, for my power seats. The shop lost or tossed it. I don't know what they did, but the base I didn't get. I got the base back, but not the electric pedestal. So I had to go to a salvage yard, buy another pedestal for a manual seat, and they adapted it to make it work. And they lost my visors too, the shop that did my upholstery. And I should have been kinder to this upholstery because they did a beautiful job, but I wasn't nice to it. And but they lost my visors. Now I got to go to salvage yard after salvage yard trying to find sun visors for a 1994 Astro van. Ay, ay, ay. Why do people lose things? They just don't realize how hard it is to get replacement parts on some vehicles. Anyway, community, audience, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.